Hello everyone, welcome to DTBTV. So, deadline day is now finished, and the only two players that possibly we've brought in, possibly, the only reason why I'm saying possibly is we don't know what's going on with Fabio Carvalho at the moment. The fee was agreed in the 11th hour, but then Sky Sports are coming back with something, snagged with the loan part of the deal. So I've got Sky Sports News on just above me on the left here. I'll keep an eye on it. So if whilst I'm talking you to us all, feel free now to fire away with some questions if you want, because it's deadline day, and I'll talk to you about how you think the window's been for us. So Luis Diaz is in, fantastic signing. Actually, absolutely cannot wait to see that guy kick a ball for the first time. I was talking to my cousin earlier, who's a big Rangers fan, and he said that he was very unpredictable and a fabulous player when they played Rangers. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Diaz. Fab Carvalho, I don't know what's going on. Like I say, I'll keep an eye on the Sky Sports whilst it's coming on. I know sometimes paperwork can be handed in on time and then they just don't, it's whether the Premier League say it's done or not. Or I don't know how it works. I mean, it could be the fact that the sale's been agreed, so the sale's done for the summer, and they're just waiting for the loan paperwork to come in. So, listen, I don't do transfers, so I ain't got a clue, and I'm just the same as everybody else. But the good thing with this channel, DTBTV, is we don't ever say things are done when they're not. Now, I've just scrolled down on news feeds and Twitter and everything. There's so many pages that claim to be Liverpool supporters pages that are saying done deal, Carvalho's holding the shirt up, load of nonsense. You don't really go into it. This one, I've been watching Sky Sports News. This deal isn't done yet, Carvalho, and I'm going to keep an eye on whether it comes through the next few minutes. So don't listen to Twitter and don't listen to Facebook. Best place to find out information is Sky Sports News, and at this moment in time, every time they go back to Liverpool's AXA training facility, it's basically saying that there's still a little snag here and there, but they're not saying the deal's gone. They're just saying it's not done at the moment. So let's just read some of your comments and what you all think of the window. EFL rejected the extension. Dylan O'Rourke, new deal, news, thanks. Subtitles English, mate. Who's thanks? Subtitles English. I've took the subtitles off, so that should be a good thing because I did them on the settings earlier. So perfect. I think we loaned him back to Fulham to the end of the season. Yeah, Paul, I know we loaned him back to the end of the season. What I'm saying is they're not actually saying on Sky Sports News at the moment that the deal's gone through, and they're not even telling us at the moment where how much the fee is that we've agreed on, because we know we offered £5 million, but it's whether or not we've obviously upped it, because you kind of understand where Fulham are coming from. An English club can't take him on a free, only a foreign club can in the summer. So we paid £5 million nearly for Harvey Elliott. Now Harvey Elliott at the time was a 15-year-old kid, whereas this lad's 20 nearly, and he's a seasoned pro really. He's played a lot of games for Fulham. He hasn't, I think Harvey Elliott played like 2. So you can imagine the tribunal, if it went to one in the summer, would probably say about 8, 9, 10 million. So if we've agreed on one, which is like 7.5, 8 million, hopefully it'll come out on Sky Sports News in a minute. But this is just basically a live video where I can actually speak to yourselves and get what your thoughts are on the window. But to be honest with you, most people are probably in the beds. It's 11:10, so it's one of them. I love transfer deadline day, and it's actually nice for us to be involved in it. But even though we're involved in it with Liverpool, it's never dramatic, is it? Really? I know this. I mean, Carvalho. If this was Diaz now, God's sake, the group would be going mad, and so would Twitter and Facebook. But I think people are pleased with getting Diaz over the line more than Carvalho, because Carvalho, I mean, I've got a picture of him on this video here, and he looks like a big lad. He looks like he can get himself about the pitch, and you've got to. I say this to a lot of fans. You've got to remember that Klopp's coaching will improve every football player. It doesn't matter if these players don't actually make it into our first 11. Being around Jurgen Klopp, being around Pep Linders, being around all the world-class coaching staff and the facilities that Liverpool have. I mean, I'm quite fortunate to have worked at the AXA training ground. Well, I was working, when I worked at Anfield, I actually did a month, before I started at Anfield, I did a month at the training ground. And it was incredible. People that don't know this, there's people that are on this group that work there, so they will know what I'm talking about. But like the under 9s and the under 10s and the under 11s and the under 12s, they all have like changing rooms they get changed in that are all named after, like it's the Steven Gerrard changing room or the Jamie Carragher changing room, and it's like the Steve Highway changing room, the Ian Rush changing room. It's amazing. And then you've got the big block building where Kenny Dalglish goes to work every day as his ambassador role and that. And yeah, that was amazing seeing that training ground. And I was actually there when John W. Henry and FSG came to do an inspection, because I had to sort of get it all prepped and that for him arriving. And that was when the AXA was just starting to be built. So it was amazing. So the facilities, and it goes back to my point all the time about FSG, the facilities that Liverpool lay on for these footballers will only make them better. And it's like, I just think we're going to hit this period now of pure domination. I really do. Pep Guardiola, he keeps hinting he's going to leave Manchester City, and I think that as soon as he goes, Manchester City become a different animal, because who do they get to replace Pep? So I actually think now that Klopp, this is the most selfish Klopp has been, in a good way, since he's became Liverpool manager, because I reckon now he knows this is the home straight now. He's got 2 seasons and a half left, and I think that he wants to go all out and win everything. Like he said earlier, he doesn't really do business in January, but he's decided to do it this time, and I think that's based on the fact we're still in the FA Cup. I think it's based on the fact we're in the cup final in Wembley. I think now he knows that he's got 2.5 years now to leave a absolute legacy. He's left a legacy, but you get what I mean. A dynasty, an Alex Ferguson type dynasty. He needs to now go and win another league, possibly another 2 if he can, but definitely another league, and another European Cup would just be unbelievable. You're then putting him amongst the gods like Shankly and Paisley then, aren't you? So I just think, look, bringing in this quality, I mean, let's not forget, he's 20 years old, Carvalho, and Diaz is only just turned 25. You're talking, there's 10 years on one side, and there's 5 to 6 years on the other. I mean, but that's not forgetting we've got Tyler Morton coming through. Harvey Elliott is a genius. I mean, did you see his goal against Wrexham? I mean, he's dancing around people. We're talking about a lad here that I said I think will win the Ballon d'Or. I actually think Harvey Elliott will go on and win that. I was actually going to go to the bookies and see what odds I'd get on it, but now I probably should have done it when I was thinking about doing it a year or 2 ago, because I just had this feeling he would. I think this lad can be a Javi or an Iniesta or Busquets. He's that type of player that drops off the number 10 role. He's got that little eye of the needle pass. He can dance on both feet. He's absolutely brilliant. And then you've got Kay Gordon, who Wayne Rooney said he's the best teenage footballer he's ever seen. So to me, we have super world-class footballers coming through, or potential world-class footballers coming through. So exciting times for Liverpool. I'll let you know if this deal goes through for Carvalho. See if there's any more comments. Yeah, Origi staying, good. Yeah, I'm quite happy Origi staying. He's good coming off the bench. And can you imagine if we get, somebody in the what's it called, the cup or something, he comes on and gets 2. Talk once you were in talks with another player from another club and not everything is agreed and it passes the transfer deadline time, you can still agree to sign a player. Maybe I'm wrong. Kevin, I think you actually are right on that. Not wrong. I know, as long as the paperwork, as in, I think, how does it work? The deadline closes at 11, but if you submitted all the paperwork to make it legally binding, if that's in for 12, and then all that's left is yourselves, just, say for example it's something like a term or a length or an agreement, I'm sure there's something that states that, you know, you can just leave it with you for another couple of hours, but you got to have it down in the morning. I've seen it happen before where, I mean, because if that's the case, Kevin, and this is why I know you're right, then Sky Sports News now would be saying deal off because we've gone past the deadline. So there has to be something else like you get an extra 2 hours. I know you get 11 hours as long as I reckon there's something like this. I reckon if 95% of the paperwork, because it's a lot of paperwork for the FA to do, you know, and the Premier League and everything to do. If 95% of the paperwork's in and they know, because they'll be on the phone to each other or faxing each other, they know that the compromise will happen. The FA will, or the Premier League will probably say, look, you've got another couple of hours, just get it into us quickly. And that's why they're not saying no at the moment. Because I actually think, and I do think that Sky pay these football clubs to be a little bit more dramatic. Because I actually do believe this. I think that some signings are done hours before. But I reckon they pay, not every club the same time, but I reckon they pay the odd club, just release that for us. You know, say for example, you know, just like the one for Rangers here, you know, the one for, what's his name, the Welsh guy, Ramsey. You know, they literally sprang that 10, 15 minutes before the end of the window. I guarantee you that was in. I've got family at the Rangers fans. That's all over Twitter hours ago. That deal was done hours ago. But Sky Sports News want deadline day to be box office. I'm telling you now, they throw the clubs a few quid. Yeah, there you go. Just make this interesting for us. Let's let it go to the 11th hour. Because you imagine if all the deals were done at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, they wouldn't have a show, would they? So it is what it is. But anyway, I'm really pleased, and I'm sure you'll agree with me on this. It's going to be amazing. The transfer deadline's in, and now let's get back to football. You'll never walk alone.